What is good, Big Blue family? Welcome back to the show. Man, pour yourself a cup. Actually, you know what? Make it a double. Because today's tea is absolutely scalding. I literally tried to take a sip this morning, and I swear my Wi-Fi password changed.
It has been a morning. It's been a week, really. Honestly, the New York Giants offensive coordinator search has officially entered cartoon anvil falling from the sky mode.
Yes.
You look up, the sky is blue, you're whistling a happy tune, and then just clang.
Seriously, 1 minute we are calm. We are loving the John Harbaugh hire, which, by the way, we still love. Let's just put that out there.
Oh, absolutely.
Harbaugh is the adult in the room we needed. He's the leader of men we've been craving. But then we think we're getting Todd Monken, we're feeling good, we're picking out curtains, and then boom, Monken to Cleveland. And suddenly, Davis Webb is trending on Twitter like the last chicken wing at a Super Bowl party.
It is the classic fan cycle. When you don't have an offensive coordinator, nature, it abhors a vacuum. Suddenly, everyone's cousin who plays Madden on all Madden is a candidate.
Right.
But this isn't just noise. We need to unpack this because the Davis Webb buzz is real, the Monken heartbreak is very real, and frankly, the stakes for our young quarterback, Jaxson Dart, couldn't be higher.
That is exactly the mission today. We are going to dive into why Davis Webb, a guy who was wearing a uniform 5 minutes ago, has suddenly become the main character of our lives.
Right.
We have to talk about the pain of losing Monken. I'm still not over it.
Good either.
And we need to look at the other lanes. We're talking the young innovators versus the veterans like Greg Roman and my personal favorite, who I'm still holding a candle for, Cliff Kingsbury.
And the in-house safety net, don't forget that. But you're right, all roads lead back to one thing, developing Jaxson Dart. That is the only metric that matters.
It is.
If you don't love the intricacies of quarterback development and roster building, then honestly, you don't belong here today because we are going deep.
Absolutely. If you aren't obsessed with who calls the plays on 3rd and 4, just turn the volume down now. For the rest of you sickos, let's get right into the report that lit the fire. We all saw it circulating.
Yeah.
Davis Webb, currently the Broncos passing game coordinator and quarterbacks coach, is getting interview requests like he's handing out free pizza on a street corner. It's not just us, right?
No, it is significant.
Yeah.
And it's not just the Giants. He's getting looked at for head coach jobs.
Yeah.
Specifically, the Jets looked at him, which tells you something.
It does.
And offensive coordinator jobs across the league. When the league is requesting to interview you for the big chair, the head coach chair, not just the coordinator chair, it means they respect the brain.
See, that's where it gets really interesting to me, because Giants fans hear OC interview request for a guy who was a backup QB very recently, and the immediate reaction is panic. It feels cheap. It feels like we're settling. But you're saying the league sees something specific in him. What is it? Is it just that he's young and wears cool sneakers?
No, it's not just the youth or the aesthetic. The league sees a processor. Think about what Davis Webb was as a player. He wasn't the most athletic. He didn't have the biggest arm. He stuck around the NFL for years purely because he could diagnose a defense faster than anyone else in the room.
Okay, but pause there. Define processor for the listener who might just think that means he's smart. What does that actually look like on a Tuesday in the meeting room versus Sunday on the field?
Great question. A high-level processor is the guy who looks at film on Tuesday and doesn't just see the safety moved left. He sees why the safety moved left. He sees that the safety rotated because the linebacker showed a blitz look. And he knows that specific D coordinator only runs that blitz in cover 1 situations.
So he sees the matrix code.
Exactly. And he can instantly translate that into, okay, if they show us this look on Sunday, we check to this specific play. It's about translation speed. He takes the complex chaos of a defense and simplifies it into binary choices for the quarterback. If A happens, do B. If C happens, do D. He removes the thinking so the athlete can just play.
So he's the translator. He takes the complex calculus and turns it into simple arithmetic for the guy under center.
Precisely. And that is why Sean Payton, who is notoriously demanding and complex, hired him in Denver. If you can survive in a Sean Payton quarterback room, you understand details, you understand spacing, that's the credential.
Okay, that makes me feel slightly better.
Well,
because Sean Payton does not hire dummies.
no.
But the fan reaction is still understandable because hearing Davis Webb doesn't scream proven commodity. It screams dice roll.
We wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't for the Monken whiplash. Can we just talk about that for a second? Because I feel like we were left at the altar.
Oh, the Cleveland Browns really did pop out like a thief in a Scooby-Doo episode.
They did.
We thought we had a smooth transition. New era, Harbaugh's in, bring in the veteran play caller. And then Monken goes to Cleveland.
It feels like being left on read. You know that feeling? You send the text at 10 p.m. and you see read at 10:05 p.m. and then just silence.
That's it. That is how I feel about Todd Monken right now. Why did that hurt so much? Was it just the name or was it the fit?
It was the fit. Monken was the perfect blend. He comes from the air raid background, so he knows how to spread the field and throw the ball. But recently, he's been in systems that value power running. He's the best of both worlds candidate. Losing him means we have to choose a lane now. Do we go full spread or do we go full power? We can't have both easily anymore.
That's a great point. He was the bridge. Now we have to pick a side of the river. And that leads us to the timing of this Davis Webb rumor, because it felt immediate.
It did.
Monken signs with Cleveland, and 5 seconds later, the Davis Webb reports drop. It felt like that 2 a.m. text. Hey, Davis, you still up? You busy? Just checking.
It feels reactionary, I agree. But if you look closer, it's actually not random. It's built on logic. There are existing ties. Webb knows the building.
Yeah.
He knows the personnel well, some of it. It's a move built on familiarity and a desperate desire for hope.
Hope is a dangerous drug for us Giants fans. We've overdosed on it before. But let's play devil's advocate. Let's make the case for Davis Webb beyond just he's smart. Why should I, as a fan who wants to see a score more than 10 points a game, get excited about this?
First, credibility in the room. Webb has always had that player-coach vibe. You know, the type of the guy in the quarterback room who can explain the worksheet to the starter without making the starter feel dumb. That is a skill.
Yeah.
It's about communication.
Worksheet. Explain that. We see coaches holding these laminated sheets over their mouths like they're hiding state secrets. What is actually on there that Webb is so good at?
The worksheet is the menu. It's categorized by situation, third and short, red zone, 2-minute drill. But it's not just a list of plays. It's a list of answers.
Okay.
A good coach builds a worksheet that says, if they blitz us, here is the answer. If they drop back into coverage, here is the answer. Webb is known for building worksheets that give the quarterback easy answers. He declutters the mind.
Decluttering, I like that. Because watching our offense last year felt like walking into a teenager's bedroom.
Yeah.
Just messy, socks everywhere.
Exactly. And secondly, the apprenticeship. He's been in systems learning structure. The argument is that giving him real control could unlock something special. He's the hidden gem.
The hidden gem theory. That's the dream, isn't it? That we find the next genius before everyone else realizes he's a genius. I just want an offense that looks like it has a plan, not a vibe, not a prayer,
Right.
a plan.
That is the allure.
Yeah.
But we have to look at the other side of the coin, the fear.
Yeah.
And the fear is valid.
The fear is very valid. Let's talk about the case against Davis Webb, because my biggest red flag is neon flashing lights. The man has not called plays in the NFL.
Right.
Being a smart passing game coordinator is one thing. Calling plays live is different, right?
It is the biggest hurdle. Play calling is not just about knowing the plays. It's about rhythm, feel, and adjusting to the defense in real time. The analogy I always use is cooking Thanksgiving dinner. You can watch 1,000 YouTube videos on how to roast a turkey. You can memorize the recipe. But the first time you have to do it live, with the oven timer going off and the potatoes boiling over and the guests waiting, something is getting burned.
And in this analogy, the guests are 80,000 screaming New Yorkers at MetLife Stadium who've been drinking since 9 a.m. and are freezing cold.
Exactly. New York is not a quiet learning lab. It is a pressure cooker. Think about the mechanics of it. The headset cuts off at 15 seconds. You have to get the play in, remind the QB of the motion, and check the personnel group, all in about 12 seconds. If Webb stumbles or panics or gets the play in late, you get delayed game penalties, you get chaos.
And if he stumbles, if the offense stalls in week 1 and week 2, the headlines are waiting with forks and knives.
The patience is zero. If Webb comes in and they go 3 and out 4 times in a row, the narrative shifts instantly to, he's too young, he's in over his head.
Fans will be live streaming themselves screaming at clouds by halftime of the opener. We have no patience left. We used it all up. So let's say he gets the interview. He walks into that room with John Harbaugh. What does he need to say? Because he can't just say, trust me, bro.
No. If he walks in, he cannot speak in fortune cookies.
Right.
If he says offense is about balance or we want to establish the run, he should be shown the door immediately. We need specifics.
Okay, give me the checklist. What specific technical things are we looking for?
First, identity,
Yeah.
but specifically protection plans. He needs to pull up the film of Jaxson Dart and say, here is why Dart got hit. Here is how we change the slide.
Change the slide. Break that down. I hear analysts say slide the protection all the time. What does that actually mean for the guy eating wings on his couch?
Think of the offensive line as a wall. Sliding means the entire wall moves in one direction, left or right, to block the most dangerous rushers. If the defense sends a blitz from the left, you slide left. Every lineman steps left to pick up a man. If the OC calls the wrong slide, or if the QB doesn't know how to adjust it, you get a free runner, an unblocked guy hitting your QB in the face. Webb needs to show he can teach Dart how to recognize where the blitz is coming from and fix the protection at the line of scrimmage.
Okay, that's huge. Keeping Dart upright is job one. What else is on the checklist?
Sequencing? This is what the great play callers do. They call a run play on first down. Then on second down, they call a pass play that looks exactly like that run play for the first 2 seconds. Same formation, same motion.
Yeah.
It freezes the linebackers.
It's deception.
It is. Webb needs to show he understands how to string plays together so the defense is always one step behind. He needs to show that he's not just picking plays out of a hat. He's telling a story. Chapter 1 sets up Chapter 2.
Exactly. If he can map that out cleanly and explain the marriage of the run and pass, then you listen. If he has a concrete plan for Dart's week-to-week development, you listen. But if it's vague, agreed. Okay, so if we pass on Webb, or if Harbaugh decides it's too risky to hand the keys to a rookie driver, let's look at the alternative lanes, because there are some juicy names out there. Let's start with the young innovator lane.
This is where you look for modern pass game minds. Concepts built on motion, spacing, sequencing. The goal is an offense where the quarterback isn't solving calculus on 3rd and 8. You want easy buttons.
I love easy buttons. And there's a name here that screams easy transition for Jaxson Dart, Charlie Weiss Jr.
The connection is undeniable. He knows Dart personally, he's coached him, he knows what Dart likes, which throws he is comfortable with, and more importantly, which ones he hates. If your priority is making your young quarterback comfortable immediately, that is the strongest argument for Weiss Jr. It's continuity.
It makes sense. It's the comfort food hire. But let's talk about the lane I know a lot of listeners are screaming for, the veteran lane. We need an adult in the room to go with our adult head coach lane.
This is stability. You have guys like Greg Roman.
Okay, look. Greg Roman. I know people have mixed feelings, but the man raises the floor. He has a heavy identity.
He does. Greg Roman is a floor raiser. His philosophy is gap scheme running.
Break that down. Gap scheme.
Okay, so most teams run zone, where everyone steps together and the running back finds a lane.
Right.
Gap scheme is more aggressive. It involves pulling guards,
Right.
taking a big lineman from one side and running him all the way to the other side to smash a defender. It uses heavy personnel, lots of tight ends. It's physical football. It forces the defense to put more big bodies on the field to stop the run, which actually simplifies the passing reads for the quarterback because the coverages are simpler.
So you know exactly what you're getting. It's steak and potatoes. It's tough.
It's not always pretty. It's not always the most modern passing attack, but it is physical and it is efficient. But then there's the other side of the veteran coin.
KLFF Kingsbury, come on. You know I'm a fan. I don't care what anyone says. We like the air raid. We like points. I want to see fireworks at MetLife.
Look, I know you love the idea of Kingsbury, and there is merit to it. But let's be clear about what air raid means here. It's not just throwing the ball 50 times deep downfield. It's about spacing.
Explain that. Why is Kingsbury spacing different?
Kingsbury spreads the receivers out way wide-like, all the way to the sidelines. This stretches the defense horizontally. It forces them to cover every blade of grass from sideline to sideline.
Which creates huge lanes in the middle for guys to run through.
Exactly. And it gives the quarterback mesh concepts, where receivers cross each other close together to rub off defenders. For a talent like Jark, who has the arm, it provides very clear, defined reads. It's quarterback-friendly because the picture is clear.
It sounds electric. Imagine Dart just slinging it all over the yard. I know some people worry about the sustainability of it or the finesse label, but after watching our offense look like it was stuck in mud for so long, I want to see the ball fly. I want 40 points on the board.
It's the tire analogy. Veterans like Roman or Kingsbury are like buying new tires. It's not the sexiest purchase, but you sure notice when you don't have them.
Yeah.
They are proven tires. They might be different brands. Roman is all-terrain, Kingsbury is high-performance, but they roll. Davis Webb is like building a hovercraft in your garage. It might be amazing and change the world, or it might explode and burn the house down.
That is a terrifyingly accurate analogy. I think I'd rather have the tires, but the hovercraft is tempting. And then there's the in-house option, the safety net. Tim Kelly.
We have to mention him. If the board gets weird, if Webb falls through and the veterans go elsewhere, Tim Kelly is the break in case of emergency. He has play calling experience. He's in the building. There's familiarity. It's safe.
It's the unsexy pick. It's the we ran out of time pick,
Yep.
but it's there. However, can we pivot to something that has been bothering me? Something that makes me want to throw my coffee mug against the wall.
I have a feeling I know where this is going.
The roster reality check.
Okay.
Because no matter who we hire, Webb, Kingsbury, Roman, an AI robot calling plays, it doesn't matter if we don't have the groceries. And I am still furious that we fired Carmen Brasillo, our offensive line coach.
That was a choice. It was a puzzling move.
It wasn't just a choice, it was a mistake. He was the one thing working on that line. You finally get the O-line looking competent, looking tough, and you show the coach the door. It makes no sense. We finally had guys picking up stunts.
It creates a massive hole. And technically, this is a problem because a new O-line coach brings new techniques. Brasillo taught a specific way of setting your feet. A new guy comes in, changes the technique, and suddenly your linemen are thinking about their footwork instead of reacting to the defender. That slows them down.
And this brings us to the hard truth. You cannot develop a quarterback if he is running for his life because his guards are thinking about their feet.
Exactly. Without upgrades, without better protection, which we just made harder by firing our O-line coach, and without perimeter weapons, the OC is just calling plays while Jaxson Dart is doing parkour behind the line of scrimmage.
Parkour is a good way to put it. We don't want Jaxson Dart in an escape room every Sunday. We need to use free agency and the draft to build a wall and get him some separators on the outside. Because if Dart has to be a superhero on every down, no coordinator can save us.
Preach.
Yeah.
It feels like we are setting up a trap if we don't fix the roster. But bringing it back to the decision at hand, the Davis Webb smoke is thick. He is the headline.
He is. Monken is gone. Webb has the traction. The Giants requested the interview. The fan base is desperate. This is the first major new era fork in the road under John Harbaugh.
This is it. This defines the next 3 years. It's a binary outcome in my head.
How so?
If they nail this, if Webb is the genius, or if they grab Kingsbury and it clicks, we are cooking. We are finally a modern offense. But if they miss, if they hire the wrong guy and Dart gets hit too much and regresses, we are right back to asking, why is the offense allergic to first downs?
And that is a place no Giants fan wants to return to. We have lived there for too long. We have suffered enough.
Way too long.
So I have to ask you, and I'm asking the listener right now too, if you were John Harbaugh sitting in that office looking at the magnet board, do you take the swing on Davis Webb? Do you roll the dice on the unproven genius? Or do you grab the toolbox and go with a proven play caller like Roman or Kingsbury?
It comes down to your risk tolerance. For me, with a young quarterback who needs stability and a roster that still has holes, I lean towards the toolbox. I lean towards experience. I want the tires, not the hovercraft. But I understand the allure of the unknown.
See, I'm torn. Part of me wants the safety of a Greg Roman floor. But the other part of me, the part that wants to see us drop 40 points on the Cowboys, wants to take the swing on Webb or Kingsbury. I want the fireworks. I'm tired of being boring. I want to be the team that other teams are scared to play.
That's the eternal struggle. Security versus upside.
Well, Big Blue family, let us know what you think. Drop it in the comments, tweet at us. Are you team dice roll or team toolbox? And hey, if you're panicking right now, blink twice. We'll send help. We'll send a care package of bagels and nerve tonic.
We're all in this together. And remember to subscribe, because this news moves fast. The OC announcement could drop 10 minutes after we finish recording this.
And if it does, we'll be right back here to break it down. We are glued to the news feed until this is resolved. We love the Harbaugh era. We believe in Dart, but we need that coordinator.
We need the architect.
Exactly. All right, that's it for today. Try to breathe. Try to enjoy your coffee.
Yeah.
And as always,
Go Giants.
Big Blue tea out. Just wanted to say a massive thank you for tuning in to Big Blue Tea.
Absolutely. And, a huge shout out always to Black Freezy TV.
Oh,
For the
definitely.
fantastic programming, the production, everything that makes this possible.
Yep. Their work behind the scenes is just really appreciated.
It really is.
This has been Big Blue Tea.